Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/thenerdcore. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hello, nerds. You're listening to an episode on the Nerdcore podcast feed. If you're feeling generous, please consider pledging to a tier on our Patreon at patreon.com/thenerdcore. We have tiers as low as $1 per month. Thanks so much, and enjoy the episode.
Hey everyone, before we can get into today's episode, I need to talk to you all about Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast and is the platform I've been using for over 2 years. Anchor is easy because it's free, includes creation tools on your tablet or phone from the get-go, rewards creators with sponsorships with no minimum listenership, and best of all, they distribute your podcast to places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and many more. So if you want to make a podcast, you should download the Anchor app or visit anchor.fm. Now let's get into today's episode.
Hello, nerds. You're listening to an episode on the Nerdcore podcast feed. If you're feeling generous, please consider pledging to a tier on our Patreon at patreon.com/thenerdcore. We have tiers as low as $1 per month. Thanks so much, and enjoy the episode.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Nerdy Chicano show, the only show hosted by two landlubbers, but today will be hosted by one, as I bring on a guest because our wonderful Luis is out sick. He has a fever, and he's just not feeling the best, and we're sending all our good luck to Luis in this time, but I have another landlubber here. Not an official landlubber, but he is a landlubber. He comes from distant lands of the Weave Corps and Alex's Bad Movie Club. It is Alejandro Adan Flores. Say hello.
To quote Ben Stiller and Anchorman, ¿Cómo está, bitches?
Oh, man. Yeah, I had to get Alex on here because Luis is sick, so I don't know if I'm going to regret that or if I'm going to love this, but we're still going to go on with the review today. We're going to talk about Narcos Mexico Season 1. It's a miracle that Alex actually has this finished. He finished it.
Yeah,
So-
I watched it with my dad.
Yeah.
He loves Narcos.
Yeah.
So whenever a season drops, I'll typically watch it with him.
Yeah, season 3. We reviewed season 3 on this pod. Well, not Nerd Chicano show, but the Nerdcore. That was the first episode. Yeah. But we got a lot of other stuff to talk about before we do that. Alex, you've never been on the Nerd Chicano show, so you don't know how this really works.
Nope.
Typically, it's not understandable because Brad doesn't even know what the fuck happens on here. Basically, we talk about what we've been watching. We ask about what's happening during the week in our lives. Then we go to a subtopic, and then we go to the big review. Our subtopic is the Avengers Endgame trailer.
Yeah.
But what have you been watching this week, bro?
This week, before the podcast for Weepcore, I watched That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime. So I needed to watch some anime. So I watched like about 6 episodes of that. I don't think I watched anything else after that. I didn't even watch Suicide Squad in preparation for the review for Alex's Bad Movie Club. I didn't do it. I didn't watch it in preparation. I've seen it too many times.
If you want to be on that one.
I know that. I know the movie like the back of my hand.
Yeah, we're doing Suicide Squad in 2 weeks. Next week we're doing Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, and then Suicide Squad the week after that, and then the week after that is Aquaman with Wonder Woman as a Patreon mini episode. Yeah. So nothing else you've been watching other than on the TV?
What have I been? I don't think I've been watching anything. No, I usually just come home and just, I don't know, like tune everything out.
Yeah. Damn, bro. Luis will like, yeah, I watch this, I watch that. I started watching this, and I'm like, damn, yeah, Luis. But the thing with Luis is Luis just ends up playing anything that's on Netflix, and it's cool at the same time, but it's like, damn, he watches a lot of shit. I've watched. Let's see, what have I been watching? Monday, I rewatched Man of Steel for the Man of Steel review. It was a great episode. You guys should go and listen to that. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, the new movie from the Coen brothers. Just finished watching Narcos Mexico Season 1. And then what did I watch? Damn it. No, I think that was it because I didn't have any other class. I didn't have classes Monday. So, yeah, I think that was it. Yeah. The Game Awards, I watched the Game Awards yesterday. A little bits and pieces of it. Um, Also, the Captain Marvel trailer. Well, we can discuss the Captain Marvel trailer as well because I was going to ask Luis about that.
Yeah, no, I watched that one too. I've watched both trailers, so.
Yeah, I've watched Endgame about like 10 times, I think, already. Yeah, I rewatched it a couple of times. But yeah, no, that's what I've been watching. Buster Scruggs, the episode is already out, so you guys can probably go listen to that. Um, it's weird, but it's something interesting. Next week we're gonna be doing Batman vs Superman, and then Mowgli. We're gonna be reviewing that one as well. Tomorrow, because I'm recording on Friday, I have the chance to go watch Alfonso Cuarón's Roma, so I'm probably gonna watch that and gonna be reviewing it on the YouTube channel because we're not gonna review it on here because the movie's gonna come out a little bit late, and I don't think it's a movie that Luis will watch because I tried to get him to watch The Kindergarten Teacher. Did not work in his favor. He's like, after 30 minutes, he was like, nah, man, this isn't my type of stuff. I'm like, okay, I respect that, but at the same time, it's like, you're missing out on great movies. All right, well, let's go into our, how's the week been, bro? Finals and shit, right?
I did one of my online exams already.
Yeah, I know that's what you missed the Man of Steel review for.
Yeah, no, I did one of those. I did my last project for my TV news class. What else did I do? Oh, I still have to do one more online exam.
Yeah.
And I have to finish up a paper by Sunday, and then after that paper that I turn in on Sunday, I'm officially done as a college student.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be there at the graduation. Don't worry, buddy.
All right, my dude. I'll see you there.
How did Weebcore look like this week?
Weebcore. It was a fun episode. It was jam packed with news. So Kat and I got to talk about a lot of news.
Yeah, and then I still haven't listened to it, so don't really go too into detail on the reincarnated as a slime. But
yeah, no, we didn't even go into too much detail about it. Like we technically. So what happened with that was initially I thought it was going to be a one curse series, which means it would run for like 12 to 13 episodes. So I figured, okay, we'll do slime first. And then by the time that we get to the last anime that we're going to review for December, it will have already wrapped up. So we'll just do like a part 2 mini review and then cover the anime that we're going to do at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Turns out my dumbass didn't do my research and see that it's a 2 curse series, so it'll run for about 24 episodes, which means it won't finish until about March, maybe April.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, no. So I told Kat, I'm like, we're only going to do a 6-episode impression. That's literally like the first quarter of the series.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. We covered the first 6 episodes, gave our impressions on it, and then we'll get back to it like in April or something.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks. Oh, man. I hate when schedules get fucked like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like... I had scheduled that Batman Ninja was going to be reviewed on this on this show. It never dropped on Netflix, and it said it was going to drop, and it never dropped. Do you know what the fuck happened there?
I never heard that it was going to drop on Netflix.
Yeah, it was confirmed by Netflix themselves. They were like, "Oh yeah, on October 31st, Batman Ninja drops," and it's you even search it up on Google, and it takes you to where it's supposed to be, and it's just not there.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah. So, you know, that fucked us over, and we had to put in something in there. But usually the way these episodes go, it's, you know, whatever we watch of the week, or if we didn't watch anything interesting to review, then we just fucking talk about whatever the fuck we want on here. Yeah, it's a pretty fun little show, but we do kind of get down to the nitty gritty at times. Yeah, I finished up my finals last week, turned in my final paper for Italian cinema, and did my oral exam for Spanish. Yep, sadly I have to take another Spanish class. I don't know why, but I got an easy A on that one. yeah, so just pretty much done here. I've been just relaxing, waiting for my flight next week, and I get to go back to the motherland, and I get to go to Alex's graduation and eat a shit ton of tacos.
Whoop whoop.
Damn right. Hell yeah. It's going to be good to finally hear gunshots at night. It's weird not hearing them right now. All right.
We live in the war zone.
Yeah, we sadly do. Not as bad as this show, though. Not as bad as this show. But let's go ahead and go into some subtopics. And shit, that's right. That just went. I heard something in my ear. Let's go into some subtopics. Let's go into the first one. Captain Marvel trailer. I was gonna put Game of Thrones season 8 teaser that they put out, which was literally just promotional stuff. There's no footage at all. But I forgot that you're not you haven't caught up, and you're probably not gonna catch up for a while. So
I'm waiting for like the 8th season to probably like drop, and I'll be like, all right, time to start binging it, so I can like once the series ends, I'm like already there.
The thing is that I wish you would actually just start from now, because season 8, I'm planning a big panel for every single episode that drops. We're going to live stream reviews for every episode, and we're going to do a whole season review on the podcast. We're going to do speculation, fan theories, and shit like that for the upcoming, like, just get in there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I wish you would actually start watching, but can't make a horse drink water, I did it for Brad, and he... After season 1, he went like that and just finished it. He was like, yeah, it was like really freaking good. And he said, I didn't understand the hype at first before I watched this. And when I watched it, I'm like, oh, I understand the hype, all of it. I understand all of it now. So,
yeah. But now that I'm doing the podcast, like the anime podcast, like if I was to start binging it, that I start missing out on time I need to use to watch the things I need to review.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly, I worked that into the whole podcast schedule. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You started reviewing all the seasons now, onto the podcast schedule. I still need to review anime, and on top of that, watch a movie for Alex's Bad Movie Club. Granted, movies don't take that long, but I still need to do that, and then watch like a series or a movie. And it's like, I have to keep up on news and
yeah. Sadly, it works in my favor because I have to watch two movies, series. Work on these seasons, and I also have to make sure I play enough video games to talk on the gamer core, and then I have to do stuff for the live show. But hey, what's the life without a little bit of grind? But yeah, let's go ahead and go into the Captain Marvel trailer that dropped on Monday on Monday Night Football. During which game was the Redskins game, right?
Yes, it was the Redskins and the Eagles.
Yeah, that game was fucking. God bless the fantasy football gods that have been giving me a great season. Alex has been getting the shit end of the stick, though.
Oh, I haven't paid attention to my fantasy in weeks. Like, there was like a couple weeks ago where I saw like I had a lot of buys at my roster, and I'm like, I just don't give a shit anymore. I'm already losing.
I think you stopped giving a shit like after the 5th week because you just were doing terrible.
Yeah, I just like stopped caring.
Yeah, you got really bad players, bro. You really did.
So I was like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, there's always next season. That's how it was for me, my first 2 seasons. But this time, your boy's actually doing pretty damn good. I'm in 2nd place. So, that's how it just goes with me. We only make winners here. But yeah, it was during that game. And at first, they didn't say that it was going to be during the halftime show. And I was sitting there waiting. I was either way, I was going to watch the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, that wasn't anything bad for me, but halftime comes around and they show the episode, and they show the trailer, and wow, dude, I'm like completely floored by it, man. Like and this is gonna kind of rub people the wrong way. I like this trailer more than the Endgame trailer.
Oh yeah, no, I like this trailer a lot more than the Endgame trailer.
Yeah. Even though there was much more hype for Endgame. And there might be another trailer that we're getting tomorrow that will finish this week of crazy trailers with Far From Home.
Oh, yeah, I heard that there was rumors that it might drop.
Well, I think they said it's confirmed because of the Brazil Comic-Con, CCXP. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, the first trailer, guys, we already talked about it on the Nerdcore podcast. We just reiterate. it was great. That last final shots of her in the sky beating up everything with the quantum powers. That's amazing. I'm so hyped for this. I don't know if I'm sold yet on Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, but you know what? I need to see the whole movie to really make that decision. Just the way that some of those lines are delivered in the trailer does not work well with me, but that could be just the music mixed in the back, along with not knowing the context of the lines. But whenever the movie drops, I'll be able to make my full.
Not just that, but Captain Marvel is also just a very straight character.
Sadly, yeah.
It's that's just the way that Carol is. She's a very straight character.
Yeah, but it's, I don't know. The lines kind of felt robotic to me. Yeah, and it's just delivery, but we'll see when the actual movie comes out. It's not a big complaint for me right now. It's just something I observed, and
I guess the way that I compare it to is because she's typically like a soldier type character, and a lot of soldier type characters get typecasted as that straight, just kind of like very monotone kind of characters. It's like I'm comparing it to like Jon Stewart, who was very straight laced, and pretty monotone himself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Because then you watch Apocalypse Now, and a lot of those soldiers are like really, really charismatic.
I think that's just the way the comics write soldier type characters.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, man. Either way, right now it's not a big problem for me. It's just something that I'm kind of just dwelling on at the moment. Loved seeing Goose, who has been renamed. Well, it renamed Goose because in the comics it's Chewie.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. And, I'm a cat guy, so that was great to see. I'm still holding on to my prediction. I think that Jude Law is the big bad in this movie. I think for sure. I don't think Jude Law is playing Marvel.
I'm hoping he would because I want Marvel.
I know you really want Marvel, but I think that Jude. Look, like, do I think that Jude Law is playing Marvel in those scenes? Nah, I think Marvel was killed a while ago, and Jude Law is a Skrull.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah,
I would see that.
Yeah, and but yeah, other than that, funny tidbits here in the trailer with the grandma and stuff.
My sister was really pissed because she saw the trailer too. She's like, "Man, I wanted that to be a surprise for the movie, just like her randomly punching her grandma."
Yeah, I wanted that to just be like a little comedic point in there where it's like, "What'd you do that for?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah. Sorry, you're not a Skrull, ma'am."
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for as well. But then, like, they do it in this trailer where she punches the old lady, and the old lady just turns very slowly and start doing this, like, the fucking kick and the wriggling and whatnot.
I don't know how I felt about that kick. It kind of felt a little bit, like, comedic acrobatic when the scene looks like it's more serious. But, hey, that's the Marvel formula by now, right? I should be used
to
Granny.
That. Huh? Stunt Granny.
Stunt Granny. Either way, I can't wait to see Captain Marvel beating up grannies on this movie. It's gonna be so much fun, dude. It comes out on my birthday, so I'm gonna be able to go watch that opening night. Oh man, but yeah, this was a 2 thumbs up for me. I really liked this trailer. I already expressed that on the Nerdcore podcast. I just wanted to get Alex's thoughts. Really, what were your overall thoughts on the trailer, dude?
This made me so hyped. This one's honestly. I'm waiting for a Far From Home trailer.
Yeah.
But right now, this is my most anticipated, like, comic book film of 2019.
Yeah. When they moved Wonder Woman 1984, that switched to Avengers 4 because I was like, oh, cool, we're gonna get Wonder Woman 1984, and then they moved it to 2020. I'm like, all right, cool. Looks like I have another most anticipated comic book movie to switch to.
Yeah, and then this one right now is the one I'm looking forward to, but I have a feeling that once Spider-Man Far From Home's trailer drops, and like I get to see, I don't know, like Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, I was like, oh fuck, no, it's gonna switch. Yeah.
Did you see the suits that were revealed? The stealth suit looks
I saw the stealth one.
Yeah, stealth looks like Spidey Noir.
Yeah,
you cannot you can't change my mind. That's Spidey Noir.
Yeah, no, I saw it, and it's pretty much Spidey Noir.
Yeah, I love it. That's a comic book that Alex and I are huge fans of. Love Spidey Noir.
I like a lot of the noir spin-offs that they did, that Marvel did.
God, yeah, man. But everybody who knows me knows already that I'm a sucker for the noir. My
Yeah,
favorite
I'm
type
a
of
sucker for like
movies.
neo noir, especially when it's like sci-fi element. I think everyone knows that too, like
Yeah,
Bebop and
yeah.
Trigun, not Trigun,
Blade Runner,
Psychopaths,
Blade Runner, and all that.
Blade
Yeah,
Runner,
yeah. God, I can't wait for the anime series. It's gonna be great.
which which I was actually like I put on the group chat that we have that Shinji Aramaki and Kenji I forgot his name. Let me pull up the group chat real quick because the ones that are doing they're doing Ultraman next year. They're doing
Iron Man.
the Blade Runner one, and they just got the new Shinji Kamiyama. Sorry,
Yeah.
they're doing that new Ghost in the Shell one that Netflix just
Oh,
announced
yeah.
is going to come out.
Yeah.
Which,
I
by the
think
looks of it,
Netflix
is
is gonna be
another
able to
is another
do.
standalone complex.
Yeah, I think Netflix is gonna do that pretty damn well. But the next trailer that we're gonna talk about is the one that just dropped today, and I've seen a lot of people who are trying to talk about this trailer. So I mean, if you guys want to skip over, we're probably gonna spend like a good 5 minutes on this. So just skip over, and or just find where we stop talking about this. But just want to put that warning out there for y'all. But the first trailer for Avengers Endgame dropped today. That's the official title. There is a lot of rumors going around, but kind of confirmed because of the sources that are saying this are the ones who confirmed that the trailer was dropping today, saying that wasn't actually supposed to be the last the title. You know, there's two other titles being rumored that they chose. The first one was Infinity Gauntlet, which everybody knows notoriously that Zoe Saldana dropped on an interview. And then they switched over to the Endgame. And then after they name dropped Endgame on an Uproxx article, after they asked the Russos about that, they changed the Annihilation. And they had Annihilation for a while, and apparently up to 2 weeks before this trailer dropped, they switched to Endgame, and it became the final title for this movie. Either way, I think those three would have been either one would have been a good name. I just know that Brad's going to be bragging now that he finally, he predicted the title before me. So, whatever. What do you think about the Endgame title?
I really wanted Annihilation.
Me too.
I really wanted Annihilation, and I like Endgame. I mean, I like what it means. Like it pretty much means like this is the end. This is the end game. This is, the last we're going to see the Avengers. And I like what it means. I'm like, it feels weak in a sense still.
Yeah. I mean, Avengers Annihilation, dude.
I really wanted Annihilation.
Yeah, like
especially because I think Annihilation for me also carries a lot of context in Cosmic Marvel, which this still looks like it's very based in Cosmic Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they gave a name to what the snap was. It was the Decimation, and I said, "There we go."
Shit, that would have been a better name too.
I said, "That's it." We just got our trailer, our title, Avengers Decimation. That would have been a really cool one too. But when they dropped that name, I said, "Oh yeah, that's it. That's the title." It was right under our nose the whole time. We just needed to get an official name for that snap. And no, it didn't end up happening. Look, you know what? Endgame is fine. It's nothing that I'm too worried about. At the end of the day, I'm going to watch this movie with or without a title. They could have called it Avengers 4. I was still going to go.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, the title reveal, I mean, it's not like, oh, God, I didn't get my title. I'm not going to go watch it. No, I don't give a shit. But it's just.
I know. Avengers Annihilation would have been the better one.
Yeah.
The trailer opens up with basically Iron Man speaking into Iron Man helmet to record a video for Pepper Potts, basically telling him that he's lost in space on the ship that Nebula came in with her. He doesn't really tell her that, but we've seen another shot that Nebula is on that ship. Saying that basically the food and water is over and oxygen's about to run out in 4 days. And it looks like they have no idea where the hell they're at, and they're just lost in space. And the coloring in that sequence, beautiful.
Yeah, that was a great coloring for the scene. The great tone and everything.
Yeah, 100% kudos to the colorist for who's doing that on there. Fucking amazing, loved it. and and it just switches over, and we get to see Sad Steve. And
Eh.
hold up, my favorite moment was fucking Ronan, dude. Fucking
Yeah, no,
Ronan.
I actually watched this like trailer like in the morning because I woke up I think I woke up like at 8 or 9,
Yeah.
and I'm like and I saw your message on the group chat, and I'm like, trailer dropped, and I'm like, oh, and I looked it up, and I kind of didn't like process it when I saw it, but like it took me a second watching. I'm like, oh shit, we're getting Ronin.
Yeah. Brad messaged it to me, so that's why I sent it to you. Yeah, Brad literally sent it to me when I woke up, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then I thought for a second, I said, trailer dropped. Holy shit. And I get my phone and I go to the freaking trailer. Yeah.
I was actually still asleep when I watched it. I was like, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Kind
And
of,
it took me a second watch where I was like, oh shit. Okay, not a lot actually happened, but
No, not a lot actually happened. Basically, it's a bunch of people looking sad. Steve was sad. There was one line that I'm gonna give a kudos to either the one whoever cut this trailer and able to put that music, but Chris Evans' delivery, where Widow asks her like, tells him, "I think this is gonna work," and Steve goes, I hope it does, because I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't." And that was like a great delivery. That was really good delivery. That got me hyped as shit, and at the same time sad. And then Ronan, God, fucking Ronan, man, just him wiping the blade, and you just hear that, the blades sliding through, and he puts down the hood, and he takes off the mask, and he turns around his fucking Clint, and I'm like, yes, finally, you guys made me care about Hawkeye. One thing that I did see, Shuri did not survive the snap.
oh, that's true.
The decimation. Did not survive the decimation. Her picture popped up in there where Bruce is basically looking at all the people that didn't survive the decimation.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Lang, Ant-Man, is on one, and then Shuri's picture's there that turns into Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And did I go over already all this shit that went on in the trailer?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much covers a good amount of the trailer.
Yeah. Oh, the armor as a scarecrow on whatever fucking planet Thanos is on.
That one I liked
Straight from the comic.
I've read like the Infinity.
That's straight from the comic.
Story.
Yeah.
I read like the Infinity Gauntlet story, and then like Infinity War, and that's what he does. Like when he just gives up being Thanos, he kind of just like hangs up the armor and like a scarecrow type thing. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, the fucking Russos did this for a reason.
Yeah, I know. They were like, you guys complain about no comic accuracy? There we go. We're putting a page literally from the fucking comic.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, I mean, I didn't care personally that Infinity War wasn't like the comics, because I actually preferred Thanos' motivations in this one.
Well, dude,
over his
exactly
horniness
like
from the Gauntlet.
For it to be exactly like the comics, we would need the X-Men, Fantastic Four, all these other... Yeah.
Not just that, but I also liked, because I was reading this one interview about like the Russos talking about why they didn't make it comic accurate, and then one of the Russos, I don't remember which one it was, said like, I've read the comic, I love the comic, but if we adapted the comic straight up, I wouldn't want to go see it myself in the theaters, because I already know what's going to happen. It's the comic.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I mean, God, that was great. And then apparently Thanos was, walking through that meadow and with the flowers, kind of like a little nod to the Gladiator scene from where he's walking through the grass as well. People say that's
also what he does in the comics. Like after Nebula defeats him in the Infinity Gauntlet story, in the original comics, he retires to like this farm life.
Yeah, basically Farmer Thanos. People are saying that the gauntlet doesn't have any stones on it. I'm willing to bet that that's digital. That's digital. They digitally took that shit off, so that way it doesn't have the stones on it. So that way it can mislead you guys. There's also
they did it. They did it with the Infinity War. The Infinity War trailer for like the longest time when they showed Thor with his eye patch still there.
Yeah, and then Cap when Cap is basically holding on to the hand of Thanos. Only the Power Stone and the Time Stone are on there. When we find out later when we watch the movie that he had all the stones except for the Mind Stone. Yeah, I'm sorry, Space Stone and Power Stone. I'm sorry, it was not the Time Stone. Yeah. So and then we get our reveal, and this is the one thing that I'm gonna say. You guys, people are telling me that, oh no, it's gonna be the quantum realm that's gonna save it. I'm like, nah, I think they're gonna reverse it. And you know why I think they're gonna reverse it? That title sequence gave it to me. It looked like pieces were coming back in, like reversing itself to come back and form the A. I think that's a little bit of foreshadowing. I think they're going to reverse the snap with time. They're not going to do some quantum shit where everybody's hidden in there or something. And then the last scene, which Marvel is notorious for plugging in scenes that do not end up in the movie. They did it last one where they showed Hulk, and they were running through Wakanda. I think that scene's actually a plug. I don't think that's a real scene. Plus, somebody pointed out that it says archive on the top. So it's, Scott Lang basically telling Captain America to buzz him in. I don't think that's a real scene because I wouldn't think that the Russos would give us that so fast and say, okay, yeah, he does come out, when we just saw him like months ago trapped in the quantum realm.
Yeah, I was kind of pissed off about that. I'm like, no, don't put Scott in there. I need him for an Ant-Man sequel where the whole point's to get him out of the quantum realm.
Yeah. Either way, I'm pretty sure he's going to get out of the realm by Captain Marvel's running to take him out or something. Somebody's bringing out Scott. I'm pretty sure that Tony will be the one to meet Captain Marvel first. Other than Fury, of course. But
not gonna lie, I really hope that Captain Marvel is this film's Adam Warlock.
Yeah, me too, because I wish Adam Warlock was in this one. Look, the trailer was fine. It's nothing amazing like everybody's making it out to be. It's a teaser, really. It's the best teaser.
It's a trailer length teaser, and my thing was like, we're still. The trailer did nothing for the story. What it did was, it really just highlighted how defeated they feel.
Yeah, and it's really just what's been going on with the Avengers after Infinity War.
Yeah, like it's not, and that's what I kind of like about it. And I kind of was like, all right, y'all are like blowing the fuck out of this trailer, because I mean, I like the trailer, but it's nothing special because all it is just highlighting the defeat of the Avengers.
The only thing that was really over the top was fucking Ronan, and that's it.
Yeah, that was honestly the only thing over the top.
Yeah, and the comedy from Paul Rudd at the end, nothing really like funny that I thought was like, so funny. Can you buzz me in? No, I really didn't give a shit about that.
No.
Look, trailer's fine. It was what we were waiting for. I'm glad that this is what we were waiting for and that we finally got this teaser. The only thing that really got me off the walls was Ronan and the fact that it's coming out in April, not May. April 26th.
I forgot. I was like, people pointed out that it was coming out like almost around the same time as the first one. I was like, huh. And I looked at it. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, 3 days before the first one came out. Yeah. I mean, the last one. Because the last one was April 29th. This one's April 26th. Yeah, that's the trailer talk for Avengers 4 Endgame. Avengers Endgame. I need to get used to calling it that now. Because I've been calling it Avengers 4 for so long. Yeah.
Before we jump topics, so I don't know if we weren't recording it when I mentioned it. Like, so my friend Fernie bought like these pack of Oreo candy canes, and I saw it right now, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna have it now. It sucks. It tastes like stale Oreo.
Yeah, that's terrible, bro.
It's a good thing he paid money for the pack and not me, because I would have been disappointed as fuck.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the big meat of the show. But before I say that, before we do get into that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's listened to this a day early. That means that you are pledged to a tier on Patreon, either $1 or above. You have access to these episodes a day early for all extra shows except for Book It and the Nerdcore. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for being generous and giving us your patronage. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and move on to the big meat of the show, dude. We're going to be reviewing Narcos Mexico Season 1. If you have not watched Narcos Mexico Season 1, please do click off. I do not want to be the one to spoil this show, but if you know Mexican history, especially modern history of Mexico, then you've already spoiled this show for yourself. So if you don't give a shit about spoilers, then cool, keep on listening to me talk about this. But for now, the spoiler warning is in effect. Thank you, and let's go ahead and so I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the show. Narco Mexico season 1 is basically Narco season 4, but they wanted to rebrand it because it's taking place in Mexico.
I kind of like that, to be honest.
Huh?
I kind of like that they rebranded it, to be honest.
Yeah, but what are we gonna get next? Narcos Bolivia or what?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. It's a biographical crime drama. It was created by Carlo Bernard, and Doug Meadle. This season starred Michael Peña as Agent Camarena and Diego Luna. Yes, that man. And it was Camarena, right? Not Camarena.
Yeah, Camarena.
Camarena. I'm sorry. Diego Luna as El Padrino. Miguel Ángel Félix Gallardo, and we had Tenoch Huerta Mejía, Alisa Díaz, Joaquín Coslo, José María Yuspic, Matt Lester, Ernesto Alterio, Alejandra Eda, Fernando Urejola, I think that's how you say that one. I don't know.
I think so.
Teresa Ruiz, Gerardo Tarcena, and Aaron Staton. It was narrated by Scott McNary, who was the voice of Murphy, who played Murphy in the first 3 seasons of Narcos. Oh, first 2, I'm sorry. The theme music, as always, composed by Rodrigo Amarante. Who doesn't love that song? Tuyo?
Oh, that fucking opening theme is the best.
Yeah, it's the best one. Daredevil. That theme is great. Yeah, but this one I put it up there too, man. I love the video they put for the theme too. They put.
Yeah. That one's also fucking great.
Yeah. The music is also composed by Kevin Kleiner and the GOAT himself. I mean, you guys know how much I love this man for his score in Babel and in one of my favorite video games of all time, The Last of Us. Gustavo Santaolalla. All right, hold up. I'm gonna say this name correctly. Gustavo Santaolalla. So it has 10 episodes and 1 season at the moment, with a second season already confirmed.
I'm gonna stop you there. It doesn't have 10 episodes. It has 10 mini movies. Those fucking episodes got long sometimes.
Yeah. I didn't mind that. I don't
mind it. I don't mind it either, but I'm just like, holy shit, this episode's gone forever.
Yeah.
And I'll notice it when my dad and I are up at like 2 a.m. and we still haven't finished an episode.
Yeah, so it was distributed on Netflix.
Before we start talking about it more in depth, I will say though that even though they feel like mini movies, they take advantage of every single second.
Yeah.
They take advantage. They don't. It doesn't feel like one of my complaints with like Daredevil season 2 when the episode started feeling really bloated was I feel like they didn't use a lot of the time. They just felt like it, like kind of filler time. This did not have anything like filler time. This one they used every little second.
Yeah. And it was distributed on Netflix on November 16, 2018. So, the episodes run from 52 to 62 minutes, basically.
Yeah. Actually, I think one of them went for like 67.
Yeah, I think so too. One of them was an hour and 12 minutes, though.
Yeah. One of them was fucking long.
Yeah. And great show. I wish I had the numbers here of how much money it's making at the moment, but that's Netflix for you. They'll not give you the numbers. Let me go ahead and explain
the only thing. Yeah. The only thing from Netflix that I saw like ratings was like a survey was the Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Apparently
they released the ratings for Daredevil, and it was their 4th highest rated show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but that's a conversation for the live show when we can all be angry together. Still don't understand how you guys can pay money still for Friends, but not keep Daredevil. But you know what? If your thing is 90s overrated sitcoms, then go ahead and keep Friends.
That's just them being petty with Disney, I think.
Yeah.
That's just them
But
not
either
wanting to deal
way,
with Disney anymore.
if they can keep this show around, which they probably will for a while, because it's one of their best ones, and um, I'm gonna keep watching it. But the plot, basically, guys, it's some of you guys probably think like, oh, it's gonna be about Chapo. Nah, this is before Chapo.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is his his growing years.
yeah,
Chapo's like this is his formative
upbringing.
years as a drug lord.
Yeah, this focuses on the Guadalajara cartel, led by Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, and it's basically talking about the beginnings of the war on drugs. And oh man, oh, God, I fucking love this season, dude.
I think I prefer this
It's my
season
favorite season.
over like the first 3 seasons of Narcos, only
Mm-hmm.
because this felt like more familiar territory for me.
Yeah. Well, look, even though it felt like familiar territory, I want to say that season one of Narcos was my favorite. You know, it was rated highly. It was crazy, man. When we saw those first few episodes with Pablo ordering people to get popped on site, man. That was fucking crazy. And look,
Yeah.
like this one, that first episode, when I saw it, I'm like, this has season one vibes all over it. And then once you start going through it, and you're like, holy shit, they're doing this amazingly. It
Mhm.
also helps that they're using slang that I understand.
Yeah.
I laugh at that. I can't remember the character, but the way he says pinche, he goes pinche, pinche.
Bishi. Bishi.
I love it. I love it. It's great season, man. I'm loving it. I loved everything from character development to the set. I mean, the freaking locations they chose,
Yeah.
the freaking coloring, dude. Oh my god, I love that. It felt like I was literally watching a freaking movie.
One of my favorite things, and this is like just like not really talking about the plot or anything, it's just because especially when you're like Bishi.
Mishi, Mishi.
My family just automatically leaves the subtitles on. Like that's the way we watch movies.
Yeah.
Just leave it on. We don't give a fuck. So we left them on for Narcos, and I'm watching the show, and I know Spanish. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't speak it that well, but I know I can listen to you, and I know what you're saying. So I'm hearing all the dialogue, and I'll read like the subtitles, and I'll see their translation, and I'm like, they didn't say that.
That's not. Yeah. I saw some of the shit they were saying. The subtitles. I'm like, because Netflix automatically has the subtitles on for this show because it is a Netflix created show and it's being distributed in America, so they're gonna automatically put
The English.
the subtitles on there.
Yeah.
Which would be great if for people who were living in Mexico that you would do that for your American-based shows, but no. But that's a different discussion for a different time. Yeah, I was seeing the translations. I'm like, that's not what that means.
Yeah, I'm like, no, not really. That's not what it means. I'm like, who did you ask?
Yeah, who do you guys have in your translation or language department there? Because that's not what that means. And I fucking loved Luna because that was straight up Sinaloan accent, bro.
He and Michael Peña to me were the standout roles.
100%.
In that season.
100%.
I fucking loved Diego Luna in this one. He's so fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I got so many messages. Well, some messages here and there.
Uh-huh.
People were like, I never seen a movie from Diego Luna, but after this, I'm gonna go check him out. I'm like, first of all, you guys didn't watch Star Wars Rogue One or what? The guy was great in that movie too.
I don't think that Star Wars Rogue One really showed his acting chops.
Oh,
though.
not at all, bro. I mean,
no, he's great in there. I loved him as Cassian, but you do not see the full extent of his acting chops in like Shelly and I mentioned in Suicide Squad. Don't let Suicide Squad fool you. Margot Robbie's a much better actress than this.
Amazing actress.
She's a much better actress than this. She's the standout role in Suicide Squad, but she's even better than that. Yeah. Diego Luna is great in Rogue One, but he's fucking amazing in this one.
Yeah. Just another one of my favorites from Luna is Y Tu Mamá También. He's in Milk as well. And I mean, a lot of people watch Milk. He's in Frida. God, he was great in Frida. What the fuck? He was in Dirty Dancing Havana Nights? Of course they would put him in there. Yeah. But his best one to me is, and it's, I love Cuarón, so of course I'm gonna say it's Y Tu Mamá También. But if you guys had to choose to go find one to watch, please go watch Y Tu Mamá También. He is great. It's young. It's very young. A very young Diego Luna, but he it's great. And not only is the man great at acting, he's a great director. He directed 2014 Cesar Chavez, and he produced it as well. So that was great.
Is that the one that Peña was in?
100%, man. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's in. Oh shit, he's in Bell Street Could Talk. The new one from Barry Jenkins. Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy. Yeah, I need to go watch that. He's also in Flatliners, but we don't talk about Flatliners here. No.
Yeah, I didn't know. Fucking. Hey, maybe I should review that one for Bad Movie Corps. Bad Movie Club.
Yeah, but 100%, guys. I mean, the man's a great actor. Even Michael Peña. Michael Peña has been great in so many roles. These are my favorite of his roles, though. Even though he's hilarious as I remember his name in that man, though.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
Luis.
Yeah, Luis. He's great as Luis in those comedy roles, but he's amazing in these like these very serious roles. And I mean,
I also liked him in Everything Must Go with Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
he was great in that one.
Yeah, I just checked, and it was the one with Michael Peña. It was directed by Diego Luna. He was producing it as well, and yeah, it was written by Keir Pearson, though. Yeah, that was a great movie too. That one has America Ferrera and Rosario Dawson, John Malkovich too. He's in John Malkovich. Yeah,
couldn't pick a whiter sounding name.
Yeah, I look. Obviously, if you know the way that this goes, you're going to understand that the season goes basically the same way that these other ones go, but that's the way this whole Narcos type of shows go. They lay low for a little bit, they get really powerful, and then they almost get caught, and then they go away, and then then they slip away.
But I think that's just the drug world in general. Yeah, you can't make yourself that out there, because then you just fuck up.
Yeah.
Because then you get caught in that you don't have anyone else to blame but you.
Yeah. And I mean, every time Luna was on screen, he was commanding it, man. It's completely owning it. I really liked a lot of the side characters, though. Don Neto. Don Neto was really interesting. I mean, the man was so depressed, dude. You saw it in his face. He was fucking depressed. His son was killed. Ultimately, orders the death of the guy who killed his son. And every time you see him on screen, it's like he puts on this brave face like he's a tough guy, but he's fucking depressed as shit because his kid was killed.
Yeah, no, that one, especially that scene when he goes to the house of the dude that accidentally killed him and whatnot. He really commanded a lot of emotion out of me. I was like, oh fuck.
I mean, yeah, he was crying with him, and he's like, I forgive you. Goes to the car, and he's like, who would I be if I let the man who killed my son live? He's like, go kill him, please. I'm like, go kill him. Oh shit. Another character that I really liked, who, yes, I see it, Luis. You do look a lot like Rafa if you grow out your hair. I liked Rafa.
I can see that a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you guys just haven't seen Luis able to grow his hair out. Right, 100%. Luis looks a lot like Rafa if he grew his hair out. I liked Rafa. I liked Rafa. I just think that after a while, you didn't know where he was going, but then he was just... Dude, not only was the homie having a shit ton of withdrawals, but he was really hung up on this girl, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the whole 80s type of soundtrack from the American and the Mexican music that they were playing.
Yeah, that one was great.
Yeah. I noticed a lot of those songs because they were the songs that my mom would put on on our car drives to school and shit. But the 80s music from the United States, it was, oh man, I was like, oh yeah, this is what my dad was listening. It was what my dad listens to and shit like that. That was great.
Well, I remember we're watching them, and I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what it is about Don Neto and Rafa just fucking burying their face in cocaine and listening to Karma Chameleon. I'm just like, what is this? What is this scene?
What, dude? This whole series is like, what is this? Because you're just like, the first episode, basically, you have your first like big pop. The guy gets popped in the fucking hotel. By the way, that guy was definitely wearing a wig. That was not fucking real hair, dude. Holy shit, that looked terrible. That was as bad as Woody's wig in Venom.
That one was funny bad. That one was funny bad.
Yeah, that wig was so bad, dude. I was like, you guys are making me really want it. You guys are really trying to convince me that that's real hair. No, I'm glad he got popped, man. Just get popped just for the fucking having a terrible wig like that, man. Yeah, and look, a lot of what the show was showing this was basically your Mexican version of Pablo. You have this guy who was definitely not having the best life that he was living, and he had to really buckle up and do some shit. Yeah. Stumbled across weed with his friend Rafa and basically grew an empire to the point where realized that weed wasn't everything he had to freaking traffic, and he got into the cocaine game. And God, man, the minute I saw him, and I'm sorry guys, I don't mean any harshness by repeating this name, but that is literally the name of the character in the show. But when Blackie showed up, I said, Pablo's here. There is no way we don't see Pablo. And he comes out and he's just like, he does that thing. He brings out his belly, he picks up his pants. I'm like, oh my God, he's here. Like, shit. And then you see Pecho from season 3. He was the gay guy who was one of the right hand man for the Cali. I saw him. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's my dude, the one who literally shot up a church, bro. Like, in like season 3, he shoots up a church, and I think he said like, during one of them was like, yeah, you can call me the slur for a gay man. Goes, but then the next moment he's like shooting up a church. He's like, I am that bitch, dude. Like, holy shit. I love seeing him, but the moment I saw Blackie, I said 100% Pablo's coming out. So when he came out, I'm like, oh shit. Of course they were gonna bring him out.
Yeah, when I saw him come out, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, and I was like, he's gotta do it. Brings out the belly, picks up the pants. Oh man. But it had to happen because he was getting in the way of all the cocaine business, and of course the Medellin cartel is the biggest exporter of cocaine at the time. And that was a really nice twist to it all. And I love that dynamic of the contrast between, because Pablo is in the business for a long time. He knows when to spot when someone's being fake. Yeah. And that's when he says, aquí no me venga con tu maricanadas. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, like you better be fucking real with this guy. And he's like, yeah, I'm kind of doing this just because I want to. Not because I need to do it. Because I want to do it. Because he could have stopped by a while because he already had the money to pay for the expenses for the kid and to basically have a stable life. But he's like, yeah, you chose this other part of the business because you wanted to. It was a necessity. He was giving that bullshit excuse of like, if I don't do it, someone else is gonna do it. And he's like, no me venga con esa maricana. I'm like, oh shit, like hell yeah, like you just tell him straight, and he accepts the deal, and they're on their way. One thing that I do love about this season, it doesn't shy away from showing the ugliness of the American government stepping foot on Mexico. And it definitely did not shy away in the last series as well, but it's a very different tale in Mexico because it's still a thing that's prevalent right now, and it does show the ugliness of the cartels and that situation and how corrupt Mexico is. But at the same time, it's like, don't forget, these motherfuckers over here are on foreign soil, basically killing people. That would be enough to start an invasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm taking a while to basically say my shit. Anything that really caught your eye on the season?
No, I actually the thing with the season that I actually really liked is because I like it's a little bit more of the Mexico side, so that's more stuff that I'm familiar with when it comes to like the idea of like the drug kingdoms and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So that's stuff that I know, and I really loved it. I thought a lot of it is really well done. done. I also, especially my dad, because my dad also knows a lot about like the drug stories and whatnot
Mm-hmm.
growing up in Mexico. So he was like, he was really hoping that they didn't really shy away from keeping away just how much the American government had to cause in this.
Mm-hmm. And they
It's
didn't
like,
shy away from that at all.
yeah, no, he was happy that they actually highlighted that stuff
Yeah. And
because
they
he was
tease
talking
it
about
at
how
the
important
end.
it really is to the story of
Yeah.
these things.
And they tease at the end that what we really know about, like the generation right now of us, who kind of
Mhm.
like this, well, not newer generation, but like kind of new, but not the newest, because that would be Eric's generation of Mexicanos. What we're gonna see in this next season, that's the stuff we know, because that's the
Yeah,
stuff we were growing up hearing on the news, and then when we became teenagers was the shit that was literally happening next door.
yeah,
And that stuff is like the dirty stuff, and where they're sending people without any notice into Mexico to start trying to destabilize, to basically quote unquote stabilize the environment in the name of the war on drugs. And we all know how that goes. The war on drugs failed 100%.
yeah,
And I just love that tease. And sadly, not sadly, because it's literally the way it goes. It was Camarena was killed, and that's literally what's gonna end up to the arrest of Felix.
yeah.
And God, I'm hoping that season 2 comes out soon, probably next year or 2020. But it's gonna be great, man. I love this season so much. There's not really much that I can give it that would take away from what it was. Some episodes were a little bit too long, but I understood why that was needed. But it was
Yeah,
a damn
I
good
think a lot
season.
of this stuff needed context and whatnot. A lot of this stuff needed context. A lot of this stuff needed and that's actually one thing I actually like about Narcos is that occasional like documentary style
Mm-hmm.
narration.
Yeah,
I always like that kind of thing because it really like helps you understand certain things and certain aspects, even stuff that doesn't get explained in the show.
yeah. And I'm also glad that they put in those connections to the Colombian cartels, because they were like, this is a nice little fan service for y'all who've been with us since season 1. But it's
Yeah.
also a way to bring in these new people who are watching this series, and they're like, okay, who the hell are these guys? And they're like, well, at the end when you finish the show, it literally starts season 1 for you of Narcos. They're like, go ahead and find out who those two people, who that group was that
Yeah.
you saw in the season.
Yeah.
So it's smart decisions like that. Yeah, basically, the ending was, Felix almost gets caught, but what is revealed is that they have a lot of information on politicians who are basically in ties with the
Corrupt.
cartel
Yeah.
in the show, and basically tells the guard, was it the guard or the agent? I don't know. They go a lot of places in this show. They go to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, and they go to a shit ton of places in this freaking thing.
There's so many locations in this damn show.
Yeah. Basically tells them, like, if you kill me, tomorrow those tapes go out, and it's going to be really bad for your bosses.
Yeah.
Basically gets protection from literally the freaking military, and they escort him to that home where the people were about to make a decision to go on without Felix. And now he comes in. Dude, literal chills. I got literal chills. I'm like, oh shit. And he just looks at Tijuana and she goes, ¿Cómo está, mija? Y go, ¿Cómo estás, mija? Te ves muy guapa. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, he's coming in. He's like, fuck all of you. I know what you guys were planning. But guess what? I got y'all by the fucking balls. And because he literally had the army there. Honestly, Alex, when they all started getting up, I thought the fucking guards were going to, once they all started like going down to the hall, I thought they were all going to open fire on them.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh shit, like that scene's really fucking tense. Like everything's just nice and slow, and it's just a very mysterious scene. So it's like, oh shit.
I thought they were going to open fire on them.
Yeah.
But now it's like, they're all going to make one big cartel called the Federation, the Federación, and then that leads on to where we're going to be seeing in season 2. Basically, the American government is stepping foot by sending your 80s version of the Contra armies that were in Nicaragua and Ecuador and all those countries. So they're going to go on, try to stabilize while
Ronnie.
Yep, Sergeant Ronnie. And the cartels are going to be creating more different tactics now, and it's going to get into the stuff that we know. I'm really excited. I'm pretty my prediction is that half of the season will be, Felix's downfall and arrest, and then build up to Chapo, where season 3 will be full on Chapo.
Yeah, no, I think by like season 3 we're gonna start getting Chapo in the story of like the Sinaloa and all that stuff.
Yeah. But great season, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9.75 out of 10. This is above, and I know it hurts for me to say it's above Daredevil season 3 for me, because I just loved it was a reinvigorating show. It was a season. It was a breath of fresh air from a series that I thought was going kind of downhill in season 3, and then picks itself back up. And it was the more than I could say for Daredevil, because even though Daredevil season 3 is almost near perfect, the last 2 seasons were damn good. So there was nothing to really pick up after.
Yeah.
And this one gets a 9.75 out of 10. It's my favorite show so far of 2018. I think it is the last one I'm going to be watching before the year ends. So probably
this one I'll probably give like about a 9.5, 9.75 as well.
Yeah, God, great show, man. Great season. Can't wait for season 2. As always, if you want to hire me as a writer, go ahead and email me at raulm6957@gmail.com. Wink, wink, Netflix. All right. So thank you for listening to our review and talk about the trailers and stuff. I want to thank Alex for being on here. Go ahead and leave a rated review on the podcast app of choice. 5-star the feed, and tell us what you enjoy. Go to our poll on the Nerdcore _ on Twitter, and go ahead and vote which show you've been enjoying. We have the live show, the Nerdcore, Nerd Chicano show, the Gamer Core, and the other 2 couldn't fit in. So just if you enjoy Book It or the Weep Core more, tweet us. But just want to get some feedback from y'all about what you guys have been enjoying and what we really need to do work on. By the way, by how it looks is that you guys are not watching the live show. But that's fine. That one's more of a, shoot the shit, build up type of thing. So it's going to take a while to really build that up. Instagram at the Nerd Core. Facebook page, like and follow it at the Nerd Core Pods. Follow Grayson Barker 98 on Instagram. Warlord Hitman 98 on Twitter. If you want to get a shout out like that, along with pins and stickers and a postcard every month-ish from us here at the Nerd Core, go ahead and pledge to the $15 Patron tier at Patreon at www.patreon.com/nerdcore. But you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Nerd Chicano. And Alex, you want to say anything before we go ahead and leave?
Yeah, just go ahead and hit up I'm hearing my echo on your side.
I'm sorry. It's happening.
What was it? Hit up my show, The Weep Core.
Mm-hmm.
We do it we release it every Thursday, every Wednesday for those subscribed to the Patreon. Hit that up. This coming week, we are going to be reviewing one of the films from one of my favorite anime franchises, Lupin the Third. We'll be reviewing The Castle of Cagliostro, which is the feature-length directorial debut of one Hayao Miyazaki.
Yeah.
That's what we will be reviewing on the Weep Core this week. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Weep Core. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at strawhat_Alex. Go ahead and give my lovely co-host Caitlin a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Moonlit Fatal. All
right, cool. Plug it, plug. I'll see you guys next week on the Nerdcore Podcast, where we review Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Of course, the next episode is actually the news episode, but who pays attention to the news? Whatever. I mean, either way, you guys do pay attention to it, because I've been seeing those numbers. But I'll be seeing you guys on a review. Is Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, and we're gonna have a cool guest on that. But in the meantime, thank you for listening. Love you guys. Adiós, mi gente. Viva Latinoamérica. Viva México. Ahí nos vemos en la próxima.